Hey everyone, welcome to week 50. So my name's Todd Savvas and I'm a spiritual teacher, and this is your week in review for week 50 of the year 2014. So the symbol that Spirit gave me for this week was the golden stairs. So that makes a lot more sense when I go over each and every card that was selected for the week. But essentially this entire week was ruled by the masculine. So the masculine is represented by gold, by the sun, by heat. So all of those elements were at play this week. And so when we understand the components of what the masculine represents and what we can learn from it, and then also what the pitfalls are, then we could really understand the flow of this week and what the Spirit wanted to teach us, and also what we could have got caught up on. So let's jump straight into the cards of the day, and then we'll wrap it all together. So the very first card that we had for this week was the Father, meaning the Divine Father or the masculine. So that's what I mean about this entire week being ruled by the masculine or the Father. So essentially, the Father represents the energy that comes towards us in regards to money and physical protection and the sense of safety. So whenever someone has an imbalance with their cosmic father energy or their literal father archetype on this earth, then they will experience issues with physical safety and or issues with money making, but also being able to retain and save money, because both of those things are ruled by the energy of the male or the masculine. So when we talk about the Father at the very start of the week, it was Spirit's way of prompting you to be able to reconnect. And I say reconnect because it may be a completely new experience in this lifetime, but reconnect in the greater sense that in other lifetimes or in other places you will have had a healthy relationship with the Father. So this week it was really about prompting you to reconnect or have a relationship with the Cosmic Father, so that you, even if you didn't have a father in this lifetime, even if you had a terrible father in this lifetime, you'd be able to receive the energy directly from the source. So that's what the Cosmic Father wanted to do for you this particular week. And so when we think about how a father would teach us, how would a father teach us? Very differently from a mother. The father teaches us by, get out there, I don't want to see you crying, I don't want to see you sad, you can do it, keep on pushing through. It's that very yang, that very active, that very focused on strength type of approach. Whereas the mother would be very much so like, do you need some milk? Do you need to have a rest? Are you okay? Let me give you a hug. They're the two different ways in which that energy manifests itself. And so this week being focused and manifest through the masculine was very much so about, you can do it, I know you can do it, and I'm going to push you to do it. And whatever the it is, whether it was pushing through some kind of fear, whether it was through pushing through some kind of subconscious blockage or burden, the masculine was not going to give up, and it was going to keep on pushing you until you bombarded yourself through whatever was stopping you. And because the masculine is all about yang energy, which is all about sun and heat and force, that would mean that you could very well get very exhausted, you may need to rest a lot, and you did run the risk of exhausting yourself to the point of collapse. That's the negative swing of the masculine. So that was also part of this week. So then we move on to the next card. And the next card of the day was release concern of the issue, move on and let Spirit. And so the greater part that Spirit wanted to show us through this week, especially through the eyes of the masculine, was that we needed to learn how to trust and rely on something or someone greater and stronger than us. And this wasn't meaning people around us, because people around us can be chaotic and really unreliable. But the Divine Father wants you to understand that He is always there for you and He is always reliable. When He says He'll do something, He will do it, and nothing will stop Him from doing that. And so by having that understanding and relationship with the Cosmic Father, we then would be able to sit back and go, okay, I know that I've done everything that I could possibly do, and I know that the Spirit is now going to assist me in making the rest happen. And that's perfect. That's really a crucial part of the understanding of this week. Doing as much as you possibly could, and then understanding when to let go and when to give the rest to Spirit, and becoming surrendered to the flow. Next card is being far too serious. And so when you see and you sort of get a vibe of these cards all together, you can see how they go one after another. Because the next card, being far too serious, was that Spirit's way of saying that, yes, even though you're learning a lot and even though you're being pushed to probably your limit at various points throughout this process, don't be too serious about it, because the seriousness, that's what will end up tripping you. Because when we get so serious, we put so much pressure on ourselves and we put so much pressure on what we believe we're here to do, and everything becomes so difficult and complicated and intense. And the Spirit just really wants you to just relax, calm down, take a breath, surrender it to the Spirit. You've done all you can possibly do, so now wait for the signs. That was part of this theme. But if you got caught in a circular motion of action, fear, and then a lack of trust, you would just go around and round in circles and you'd never set yourself free from it. The critical aspect of this journey was to be able to do everything that was necessary, having sure that you've listened to your intuition, and then surrendering the outcome to the Spirit. Ergo, surrendering to the Father that you know will look after you. Next card is fitness and exercise. So again, fitness and exercise is part of the realm of the masculine because it's all ruled by yang, or active energy, sun energy. And so this card being present in the middle of the week was Spirit's way of saying, okay, you've done everything that you can do or that you've been trying to do in regards to expanding yourself, whether it's by achieving various things or making money, perhaps it's relationship, maybe it's different types of networks or contacts, whatever the case may be. Now it's time to stop focusing on that and to review what your body needs. Because when you're aware of your body, you're being very yang or masculine because you're aware of your physicality. You're aware of how you're encountering the world around you. And that was a very important aspect of grounding yourself into your body, and also then making yourself very available for all of the opportunities that are going to come to you in the future from the Divine Father. So if you didn't get active this week and review what your exercise regime would be, then for the week to come, really look at doing something active, because that is a critical part of learning from this week. Next card, fitness. No, I've already said that one. Ganesh. So the theme again is that now we've got the male archetypes of the God Force coming through in this week as well. So Ganesh being the son of Parvati and of Krishna. And so him being present here at the nearly the end of the week, it was Spirit's way of saying, okay, here are your new beginnings. Here is our message to you that if you have applied yourself and started to create a relationship with the Divine Father or the Divine Masculine, then Ganesh, with his promise of new beginnings and cleared obstacles, was going to be there for you to help bless your process and to ensure that everything you're going to apply yourself to will be met with the blessing of Spirit. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to get everything you want, but it does mean that every single action that you brought yourself into alignment with was going to lead you to everything that Spirit has in store for you. And because we've surrendered, that's perfect, because we don't need to get in the way by thinking too much about what we think is right and what we think would be wrong. Instead, we're just going to trust that the Divine Father looks after us at each and every turn. Next card, buy a lotto ticket. And so whenever this card is present, it's always Spirit's way of saying, put yourself in the arena of winning. With a lotto ticket, you don't know if you're going to win $1, you don't know if you're going to win nothing, you don't know if you're going to win $1 million. But there's a very conscious thing that gets activated when you do that, and that is the awareness that I could win something. I could have money come to me from unknown sources. And by doing that and participating in that, it really opens ourselves up to things of the unknown. And for the Divine Father, that was a way for the Divine Father to bless us in ways that we didn't get in the way of. So if you buy yourself a ticket, I recommend just doing one game. Costs $1. It's not about winning that particular lotto, but it is with the knowledge that by buying that lottery ticket, I then awaken myself to different avenues and streams of income that I'm unaware of. And so I often find that people win things or receive money from other places. Some people do win the lottery, so that's great. But this is about not getting too confined in that it has to be this particular avenue, because as this whole week's been about, we trust that the Divine Father will look after us at each and every turn. We just have to follow the prompts. Okay, so last card for the week is You Are Moving Too Fast. And so this card is always the remedy for being too masculine or too yang, because when we tune into too much masculine energy, suddenly we become focused on, I need to go quicker, I need to achieve this quicker, I'm being too slow, the Divine Father wants me to do things quicker, I could be doing much more, why aren't I achieving so much, what's going on, I don't know if I should be doing more, maybe I should start more projects, maybe I should meet new people, and then you end up exploding. So this card at the very end of the week is Spirit's way of saying, now you've gotten a vibe of working with the Divine Father, it's okay to rest. When we look at the physical world around you, you have a day full of sun and then you have a night full of moon. They work together in balance. And so similarly within us, we have a day to be active and then we have a night to rest. And so that also tunes back into surrendering, because while we need to be active when we're prompted, we also need to be surrendered enough to just rest when it's time to rest. And that really shows that we trust that we're being looked after by someone bigger and better and smarter than us. So now they were the cards of the week, and so when we talk about the symbol that the Spirit gave me, the symbol was the golden stairs. And so at the very start of the week, Spirit just showed me these golden steps and we were to walk up them. Again, gold means masculine, so it's all back to that theme. Gold also means money. Money is ruled by the masculine. All of it ties in together, and the steps represent us ascending to something, developing or growing in some direction, so we're progressing forwards. But because they're gold and they're sun and it's an incline, it means that it did also represent the fact that we could exhaust ourselves doing this, so we needed to learn that healthy balance of how much is too much and how much is not enough, and how much is the perfect amount. And the only way we were really going to understand that is to experience what this week gave us, but then also to be able to trust that once we've done everything that we can do, then we surrender to the Spirit and the Spirit will take care of the rest. Okay, so they were your cards for the week and the symbol for the week. And so what I felt that I would do, because I had a bit of time, even though now I've gone as long as I usually do, I wanted to pick one card, and I put a message out on Instagram. It got lots of likes, but no one posted a question. So now I'm going to pick a card for the very last subscriber, or the newest subscriber on my YouTube channel. And so I had a look at who that was, and that's Chelsea Matthews. So this person will now receive a card from Spirit. So I'm just shuffling the cards. Okay, so the card that Chelsea has just received is people around you are chaotic. Don't worry, it will clear up very soon. And so this card comes up whenever Spirit just wants to let you know that we really shouldn't be too concerned or focused with what's going on with people, if they're making sense, if they're being odd, if they're reliable, or if they're completely and utterly unreliable and liars. At this moment and juncture, because you personally are changing and evolving and developing in such a subtle and subconscious but then very conscious way, that means that you and your path is progressing and things around you will start to move. And so if we fixate too much about what people are doing and how they're interacting with us, we get really bombarded by the strangeness and the chaotic nature of that interaction. Whereas Spirit just wants to say to you that it doesn't really matter what they're doing, because everything within you is changing, and Spirit just wants to give you that sort of a lovely little reminder that nothing is wrong with you. Instead, take this as a really positive sign that you are developing personally, and so as you develop personally, how you see things will also start to change as your sort of consciousness expands in unforeseen ways. So this is a really perfect sign that you're on track, but then also that people around you may seem really weird, just learn to laugh it off. So that was our week in review for week 50, which was the golden steps. So if you like this video, please click the big thumbs up, leave a comment in the section below, let me know how this related to you, what you learned from it, and then if you could share this with your friends, that would be fantastic. So if you want a prayer or a mantra for this week, every morning and every night when you wake up and when you go to sleep, I want you to just say, "Dear Divine Father," and then speak to him like you would be speaking to a person. It could be, "Dear Divine Father, please look after me. Dear Divine Father, please bring money into me. Dear Divine Father, please make me work with my health." Whatever comes to mind. That's the perfect thing and how in which to relate to the Divine Father. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week.